In this video, we're going to show you how to install your AC condenser in your Nissan Rogue, located right behind the front bumper. Now, before tackling this job, you want to go ahead, bring your vehicle down to a local professional shop and have the AC system evacuated of its AC charge. I want to get to remove our air intake here. There's going to be 3 plastic buttons here. Use your trim tool to go ahead and remove them. Our particular vehicle has different variants of our plastic clips, so we're just going to use different tools to pull them out. Once those are removed, go ahead and pull this up, and we're going to pull the air intake out of the air box where the filter is located. I'm going to use our flathead screwdriver and just kind of lift up on the little tab right here. Pop this out, do the same for the back side. Pop that off and set that aside. Now on the top here, there are 2 brackets, one on the passenger side, one on the driver's side. There's normally a clip here with a rubber insulator to support the radiator, but ours is missing. Use your 10mm gear wrench. Use your 10mm gear wrench. We want to go ahead, loosen this and remove it. There's normally 2 bolts here, one here, one here. Remove that bolt, set that aside. And go ahead and remove that bracket and the support. Go ahead and twist that up and off. Now this here goes into the top of the AC condenser inside here. So go ahead and set that aside. And we're going to use a pair of pliers with a hook on there. I'm going to go to the switch harness or the connector right here. Just going to gently pinch the little lock tab on the top, wiggle that gently and pull up. Go ahead and pop that off. I'm going to go ahead and remove the pressure switch right on the top of the AC condenser. Using a 15/16 deep socket extension and a ratchet, let's go ahead to the top of that unit here. Let's loosen that. Now on the top of this unit here, there's an O-ring seal. We're going to use our small pick. Going to go in there and pop that O-ring out. On the AC condenser, you have the upper line and then there's a lower line down below. They're held in place by 10mm bolts. Let's go ahead and loosen and remove the bolts and separate the line from the condenser. And repeat for the bottom. You can use a swivel 10mm socket and extension. And loosen and remove that bolt. We're going to push our radiator back. We're going to push that radiator up and towards the motor. That'll give us some clearance on the front side here to get to the AC line. Right here, we just use a screwdriver to go ahead and pop that line out. Let's go back up top, disconnect the upper hose. Now I want to disconnect the upper AC line from the condenser here. I'm going to grab that port and wiggle that gently, separating the line with the O-ring. you want, you can use your screwdriver and gently pry, working that off. Push that radiator back a little bit. Reach down, disconnect the AC pressure switch. Press in on that little clip on the top. Remove that harness. We should be able to go down, grab that AC condenser, and slide this up and out. Now on the AC condenser, I want to go ahead and remove the rubber grommets here. Should be one on each side. I'm going to swap these over and put them onto the new condenser. Using our 14mm socket, we want to go ahead and remove the plug here. Going to take your pressure switch, thread that in, and let's go ahead and snug that down. Now on the bottom side here where AC condenser is going to fit, there's a rubber grommet here and one on the driver's side. You can actually reach through the lower portion of the grill or the bumper, make sure those are both seated. Then we'll go ahead and lower our AC condenser down and into those. Now on the AC lines here, you want to go ahead and clean these ends off, inspect the O-rings, make sure they're not torn or worn. If they are, you want to go ahead and replace them now, but wipe these down. Do the same for the bottom. Go ahead and slowly lower the condenser down into position while applying some forward pressure on that radiator. Now I want to go ahead and lower the condenser down into the rubber grommets. So line up our upper line with the condenser. Good, work that in. Want to make sure it goes in nice and even. Install the upper bolt. Go ahead and snug down that upper AC bolt. Once that bolt bottoms out, just give it a little bit more. Just want to make sure that's snug. Let's go ahead and do the same for the bottom. And at this point here, we have the AC line with the O-ring popped into the lower portion of the mounting bracket and the grommet. We can now go ahead and grab our radiator. We're going to lift that up and bring that forward again and get that installed into its rubber grommets. Do that on both sides. With that in place, we can go ahead and get our lower AC bolt installed for that line. Use your hand ratchet. Go ahead and snug that down. I'm going to go ahead and grab the receiver dryer connector here for that sensor. Line that up, push it down. You'll be able to feel that snap into place. We're going to install our brackets here. It's going to be a hole here that goes onto the AC condenser on the upper rubber grommet. I want to go ahead and install your hardware. It's going to be one of these on each side to secure this in place. Go ahead and take your bracket. You have the rubber grommet here that goes on the top of the AC condenser post. Slide that down. Let's go ahead and get our bolts installed here. Go ahead and install the rubber grommet on the top. Take your retainer clip, slide that over. Go ahead and snap this into place, and we'll repeat for the driver's side. Go ahead and install our air intake tube into the air box. And connect the other intake port down below here. Snap that in. Then we'll go ahead and install our plastic push pins across the front here. Once you're all set with this here, you can now go ahead and bring the vehicle down to a shop and have it professionally recharged.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.